President Donald Trump spending the last hours before Election Day here in North Carolina. He had this rally this morning at the state fairgrounds in Raleigh.
We are at his rally live right now with CBS 17's Dina Harley. And Dina, a big crowd there to support him.
Yeah, hey, Bill and Liz, the former president still speaking here behind me. Hundreds of people in attendance. We've been talking with those supporters and those voters all day today. A lot of them just really excited to see the former president here today, here in North Carolina. One day, of course, before Election Day. Former President Donald Trump took to the stage around 10 o'clock this morning. We heard from some people who got here late last night to be first in line to see him here today. So far, he has focused a lot of his speech on border security, taxes, and tariffs. He even suggested for the first time that he would charge other countries a 25% tariff on anything they imported into the country if their citizens come to America and commit crimes. Take a listen into some of the things he had to say one day before Election Day.
With your vote tomorrow, I will end inflation. I will stop the invasion of criminals coming into our country. Which I happen to think is the absolute worst thing that has ever happened to our country. I've never seen it. They're putting in murderers, releasing all of their prisoners from jails all over the world, not South America, all over the world, into our country. And a couple of others, but mostly
And let's talk voting. We know so far over 4 million people have voted in North Carolina during early voting. Republicans turned out in higher numbers than Democrats in the state for the first time. Voters we heard from today told us they didn't want to take any chances and potentially miss voting tomorrow. So this morning I asked them how they want to see former President Trump mobilize anyone in the state who hasn't voted yet.
I think he needs to speak to women and try to close that gap some.
And if you haven't voted yet, regardless of what side you're voting for, if you haven't already voted after the past 4 years, if you want things to change or want it to stay the same, you would think that they would vote by now.
I tell people all the time, please get out there and vote. This election is more important than any election that's ever happened in the history of America.
And of course, this is the former president's second visit to North Carolina here in under a week. You'll remember last week on Wednesday, he was in Rocky Mount, where there was also a big crowd. He has mentioned a few times today that he has other stops to make today, one day before Election Day. Live in Raleigh, Dina Harley, CBS 17 News.
All right, Dina, thank you so much for that update. And